All right, guys, here we go. Welcome to the kickoff for our 2020 season of Start to Star. My name is April Naiman. I am a Superstar Director of the A-Team. I've been a consultant for almost 9 years, and I couldn't be more excited for this program. Some of you in here might have completed the program last year. If there isn't anybody in here and you guys are all new, that's great too. You might have heard from some of our other consultants that have completed the program. But I wanted to start out with, and so tonight's just going to be really an introduction of what we're going to cover and just some of the basic stuff of I started a Scentsy business, now what? Just some of the first things that we want you guys to think about, wrap your head around, goal setting, stuff like that. So the mission of our Start to Star program is it's really geared towards somebody that just started a business. Now, it can also be geared towards somebody that has been a consultant for 2 years, but all of a sudden something's changed and they're like, you know what? I want to kick my business into high gear. I want to take it more seriously. I want to put the work in to grow, right? Grow a team, grow a bigger customer base, and start working your way up the compensation plan. So whether you're brand new, whether you're seasoned and you might feel stuck in your business for a bunch of different reasons, you're in the right place. We're going to walk through things that we think will help you guys take it to the next level. The goal is to promote to Star Consultant. That's our goal for you at the end of this program. There are no requirements. The requirements are whatever you put into this program is what you're going to get out of it. We'll hold you accountable. We'll tell you what to do. We can't do the work for you, guys. The motivation has to come from within, and that's why we talk about knowing why you want to build your business. That's what's going to be the driving force behind you really putting in the hard work and getting uncomfortable and doing things that will produce the growth that you're looking for. I get uncomfortable doing trainings. I've been a consultant for 9 years. I've done more trainings than I can count. I've presented at every event that Scentsy offers in front of thousands of people, and I still get nervous. It makes me uncomfortable. But because I've learned how to live in an uncomfortable place, and I know that that's what I need to do to grow and to help others grow, that's where I find my passion. That's where I find my happy place. It's not comfortable when I'm doing it, but you guys, it feels so good being in that place of doing the hard things, putting in the hard work, asking people to join your team, even though you think in your head that they're going to say no. Okay. Because then when somebody says yes, you're doing a happy dance in your kitchen. Okay. Also, I wanted to say, holy 1st of July. I have a bit of a Scentsy hangover. Hopefully some of you guys were up bright and early with the birds and me and half a Scentsy putting in your orders for the letterboard warmer. I'm running on like 2 hours of sleep because right after I put my order in, then it was like incentive trip, discontinued list, posting warmer of the month, like getting all the information, looking at the new catalog. You guys, we are starting this program off with a brand new incentive trip that any single one of you can earn. Somebody that just joined Scentsy today can earn this trip for 6 people. Don't believe anything otherwise. And we have a brand new catalog coming in August. So we're going to sell the heck out of everything that is left to sell this month. Everything that's going away, everything that is left, we're going to sell it all. And then we're going to roll into August 1st with a brand new catalog, working towards this incentive. This program, we want to dose you guys up with belief and motivation. If you hear any training I ever give, I talk about belief. To me, belief is the #1 thing that's going to help you find success in this business. Depending on what topic I'm talking about, that #1 thing could be a few different things, but it always circles back to me to belief. When you believe in yourself, you're unstoppable. And I feel like people doubting themselves is like an epidemic in our world today. Every single one of you is capable of amazing things. To run a Scentsy business, so my business, right now we're about 3,400 consultants strong. And we have, after last night's promotions, I don't even know, we have around 75 directors and above in my organization. And it didn't happen overnight. I'm not special. I didn't get lucky. I don't know some algorithm online that like sends people to me, right, while I'm sitting at home not working. I do the same things that I did when I was an essential consultant, now that I'm a superstar director. Every first of the month, when I go to my workstation, I'm a certified consultant. Everything zeroes out, okay? I'm starting at square one. So all the tasks that we're asking you guys to do are exactly the same things that we're doing. It's the small daily actions. Now, along the way, I have listened to trainings, and I've done some things that didn't work and tried other things that did work. And I've read a lot of books and watched a lot of videos and been hungry for knowledge. And that has allowed me to do the same things that I was doing back when I was a certified consultant, but I do them more efficiently. I do them smarter. And I've learned where to use my time. So I hope that those are some of the things that we can share with you guys throughout the next 6 weeks. This Start to Star program, when I talked to some of our other leaders about it, when we were brainstorming about getting it started, I wanted to simplify it over what we did last year. I want it to be so simple that you guys have no other option but to show up. Okay, so thank you everybody who's on the call tonight. Thank you for investing in yourself. Thank you for investing in your teammates. Thank you for investing in your team members. Thank you for investing in your business. This business can change your life. Bigger than that, this business is a tool that you can use to help other people change their lives. That is powerful. That's the kind of stuff that gives me goosebumps. I mean, like legit big old fat goosebumps up my arms, down my legs. 9 years in, it never gets old. And it starts with belief. When you start to believe in yourself, that's when magic happens. When you start to believe in yourself, you start to learn tools that allow you to teach other people to believe in themselves. And now all of a sudden, you're starting to surround yourself with people who are vibing at a higher energy. And what happens when you're vibing at a higher energy, because you believe in yourself and you know that you deserve good things, then people are attracted to you. The right kind of people are attracted to you. So I've already started talking about it, but the first topic I'm going to talk about is, well, I should tell you guys what all we're going to talk about. I always write notes, and I always think that I'm not going to have enough stuff to talk about. And then I get started talking about personal development, and I could go on forever. So I don't know why I kid myself. So we're going to talk about personal development. We're going to talk about goal setting. We're going to talk about the workstation, awards, launch party, sponsoring, and Scentsy events. And that's a lot. And I could probably give a whole training or two on each one of those. So I'm just going to hit the basics. And then we can have a question and answer. If I get done early enough, we can do some Q&A. And we can use our Start to Star page, you guys, to dive in farther into any of these topics. Personal development is number one for me because, like I just told you guys, belief, that's where it starts. Belief in yourself. That's what attracts you to people. And I always tell people that Scentsy is truly a personal development company that's disguised as a fragrance company. That's why I'm good at Scentsy, because I've spent time reading personal development books, reading leadership books, listening to podcasts, surrounding myself with positive people, learning about positive psychology. Okay. And it gives me, it trains your brain, and especially in a situation right now with what we're going through and there's so much negativity in the world. Scentsy became my happy place. Scentsy allowed me to learn the tools that I needed to make Scentsy other people's happy place. And we're all so powerful together when everybody's on that same mindset. When you get your mind right, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. One thing that I talk about, and I'm just going to throw it out there and not dive super deep into it, and any of my team members that are on tonight are probably going to laugh because I talk about this all the time, but it's so important to me, is positive affirmations. Write that down, positive affirmations. If you've never heard about it, or you've kind of heard about it but not really dived in deeper, and I want you to search that this week and just read up on it, read some articles, read a few different articles, because we all know that not all sources are created equal. But basically, positive affirmations are writing down things that you want to be, that you want to become, that you want to happen in your life. And the more specific that you can be, the better. Now, I don't want your list to say, I would like to earn $100,000 a year. I would like to be more positive. I would like to lose 10 pounds. Okay, that's like a list of things that you would like to have one day, right? Or whatever. Positive affirmations is writing it down like it's already happened. You write it down and then you say it out loud as often as you can. So you hang this list, either keep it in your car, keep it at your desk, hang it on the fridge, put it on the mirror in your bathroom, and you say these things out loud multiple times a day. The more that you can do it, the louder. If you can go outside and yell it real loud, you're putting that out into the universe. But what you're also doing is training your brain, okay? Because that voice that you hear inside your head, that's not you. That voice in your head that says, I'm not going to ask that person to host a Scentsy party because they're probably going to say no. That voice is not you. So you're going to start training your brain to tell that negative voice in your head to be quiet and to stop lying. That voice is a liar. Because 90% of the time, that voice has negative things to say that is going to hold you back and keep you in your comfort zone. This is where it's safe. This is where we know what's going to happen. But all the good things that you want out of your life and out of your business are outside, where that voice is telling you, don't do that. That's uncomfortable. So positive affirmations, write it down like it's already happened. If you want your PRV to be higher, then you could say something like, I'm a rock star, or I have rock star PRV. I'm selling $3,000 this month in PRV. One thing that I always say is people come to me to join my Scentsy team. People seek me out. They come to me and they find me to join my team. And if I had time, I would tell you guys a bunch of stories, creepy stories, where when I'm being really active about saying my positive affirmations, weird, crazy things happen and they start to happen. And it sounds crazy, like I'm talking about witchcraft or something, and it's not. But I'm telling you, the more that you dive into your positive affirmations and you're really stay on top of saying them, the more that you'll start to go, whoa, I can't believe that just happened. That's like one of my positive affirmations that I've been saying, and now it's true. And what happens is because you say it out loud all the time, your brain starts to believe it, and then all of a sudden it happens because your energy changes, because your brain believes that you deserve those things, and the energy that you're putting out attracts people to you, whether they're going to buy from you, or join your team, whatever it could be. And your positive affirmations don't just have to be business. They can be things in your life. If you want to start like living more healthy, like if you want to start exercising regularly, or like I just gave up drinking. So I don't drink alcohol anymore. And I don't drink coffee. I don't drink caffeine anymore. And instead of saying, oh, I'm going to like try to quit drinking, I said, I don't drink anymore. Even before I really believed it, even when I was like really wanting a glass of water, I said, no, I don't drink. Not like I'm trying to quit drinking. Do you see the difference? I'm trying to quit drinking means I'm probably going to have another drink. I tell myself, I don't drink. I made that decision and I put that out there. So positive affirmations. Study it, look it up. Always, always use it in your business and in your life. You want to be a
I think that her video must have dropped off. Let's just wait a second and see.
I'm on here now.
Are you on here now? Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
You're okay.
I'm like far away from the house. Sorry, you guys. I live on a farm and I got issues with my service. You want to be a director? You want to be a superstar director? Own it right now. I don't care if you're an essential consultant that joined yesterday. If you have goals to be a director, if you have goals to be a superstar director, or if you're just wanting to get to star and that's where you're going to be happy, then you start thinking that now. I'm a star consultant. I am a Sensi director. I'm a superstar director. And you put that out there into the world. And then you think like that. And you think, if I was a star consultant with a small team, how would I work with my people? How would my business look? We're going to move on into goal setting. The one thing I want you to know when you're setting goals, first off, is don't be afraid to dream big. Okay, you're going to set goals, and the same thing, I could do a whole goal setting training. Do what works for you. You're going to have different levels of goals. But one thing I want you to think about is your big, fat, crazy, out of your mind, if you could do anything or have anything, what would your life look like? Okay. And don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to dream big and then say, okay, April told me to dream big, but then I want you to dream even bigger than that. Those are your super duper long-term goals. Okay. Short-term goals, you're going to put a timeline on them. Okay, what are my goals for July? What are my PRV goals? What are my recruiting goals? The incentive trip and promotions are really great at helping you set goals, because if you sit down and do an incentive trip plan, and that's something that you can do with your sponsor or with your director, then you can say, okay, well, if I'm going to earn this trip by doing this, and I need to at least have $1,000 in PRV every month, then you know that your goal in July is going to be $1,000 in PRV at least. And then push yourself a little bit past that. Okay. You don't want to set goals that you know that you can hit. You want to set goals that are going to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone. If you do $500 every month in PRV, you want to push yourself past that. Not, oh, that's my goal, because in the back of your head, you're going, because that's comfortable and I know that I'm going to hit that. With this program, I want you guys to push for a minimum of $500 in PRV, because that's the minimum that you can do in 1 month to earn a promotion, any promotion. And that's also our leadership level PRV. So if you are a leader, if you're a lead, star, superstar, all the way up, you have to have at least $500 in PRV each month to get paid your leadership bonuses. So if you're wanting to build a business and you're on this call, you're wanting to build, don't take less than 500. If you're wanting to be on the fast track and you want to build big and fast, you should set your goal at $2,000 in PRV every month and try to recruit at least 2 new team members every month. Goal setting. I'm going to upload a bunch of trackers and promotion things. If you're a certified consultant right now or an essential consultant, you should know what it takes to get to your next level. You shouldn't just be like randomly selling Sensi and like kind of ho-humming around, because if you don't know what you need to do, you'll never get there, or you're going to accidentally just kind of stumble there when you didn't even mean to. We want to be really intentional about these things. And if you're going to be having people join your team, you have to know what these things are so that you can help them. So I printed out some of the trackers. Because to be able to make a good goal, say your goal is star consultant. If you don't know what you need to make star consultant, how are you going to set a goal? If you want to make star consultant by the end of June, no, we already ended June, y'all. I told you 2 hours of sleep. By the end of July or the end of August, whenever you set your date that you want to be a star consultant, then you need to start figuring out, okay, well, that I'm going to need at least 2 active frontline. So I need to have at least 2 people on my team. I need to start asking people to join my team. We have to have, between at least the 3 of us, we have to have 2,500 group wholesale. And you know what? It's like, I brought all this papers. I'm gonna not be able to find the stuff I need. The compensation plan is in the back of every single catalog. Okay. Know it, look over it, ask questions about it to your sponsor, to your director. You can find essential consultant and you go straight down. You find certified consultant and you go straight down. It tells you exactly what you need to do to promote to that, which whatever you need to do to promote to that is actually, there's the same thing that you need to do to get paid at title every month. If you, I don't want to get too in depth because we're going to have a whole nother training on the compensation plan, but that's how simple it is. Okay. You don't need anything fancy. The compensation plan is in the back of every catalog, and it's in the back. It's in your consultant hand guide. Okay. I still use mine all the time. If you're brand new, if you've been a consultant for 2 years, get this out and put it by your computer, put it by your desk, put it by wherever you do your work, or if you read at night. And I want you guys to go back through this and make sure that you are familiar with every single thing that's in here. I didn't have my handheld when I was building my business. This and your workstation has everything in it that you need to build a superstar director business. It's that simple. So many people try to overcomplicate it. This is how simple it is. It's all in here. And if it's not in here, it's in the workstation. The other thing that I want you to get, if you don't have one, and it is on the workstation, is the product training guide. There's a new one for fall, winter. This is the spring, summer 2020. I add this in when I order my transition testers and my new catalogs every transition period. And I keep this by my computer because when you're sharing information with your customers, you open it up and you're talking about the mini fan diffusers. Okay. It lists off all the selling points. So it gives you verbiage. It gives you the little fun facts, the small details, the measurements, how long things last, all that stuff. So this is like a product Bible, right? You got your Sensi consultant, your Sensi Bible, and then you have the product Bible, and these two go hand in hand. And always have these around. Because guess what? One day you're going to be a superstar director, 9 years into your business. I have like 40 catalogs going through my head, and half the time I'm like, oh wait, we still have that warmer? I don't even know, is that sent current? I cannot keep it all straight in my head. So have your resources. If you have not read this, I don't care if you've been a consultant for 5 minutes or 55 years. I go back through this and refresh my brain. This is where it's all at. It will walk you through building your business. Back to the trackers. We have annual awards, and I think it's awards is in here somewhere, but it goes along with goal setting. If your goal is to earn annual sales, which is one of our annual awards, print yourself out a tracker, and I'll post these in. This is Christina Steinberg did this, so that you can fill it in every single month. At the end of the month, you fill in how much PRV you had. Okay. And I'll go back over the annual awards in just a second. If you're in your sensational start, and y'all, this is how messed up it printed itty bitty down here, but there's a tracker for sensational start in your first 70 days. You can just click off boxes on what you're getting. Also keeps track of that stuff for you on your workstation on the homepage. Shooting star, same thing. There's a tracker. If you're a visual person and you want to hang something on your refrigerator that you can mark off as you're going, this is for you. And I will also put up promotion postcards, so promotion flyers for each rank, so that you can say, it'll say like, you are a lead consultant, this is what you need to promote to star, so that you have that. Same thing, print it out, put it with all your stuff so you know that stuff. You shouldn't have to be asking at the 10th hour, or not, you know, waiting for somebody to scoop you up and be like, hey, you're only $50 away. You should be like, yeah, I know, I'm trying it, I'm on top of it. You've got to know where you're going if you're going to be able to set goals and reach them. Let's see, dream board. Write that down with your positive affirmations. A dream board is like a visual board, a dream board is like a visual positive affirmation. Okay, if you've never read about dream boards, they're like magic. They're magical, just like positive affirmations. And if you're creative and have some time, because we're all home and want to have some fun, then I highly suggest making yourself a dream board. And it doesn't just have to be Scentsy, but hopefully, because you have goals and you're wanting to take your business to the next level, you can add Scentsy in there with it. But you put stuff for your whole life. I've got dream boards that I could show you guys where I made this dream board thinking, oh my gosh, I want all these things to happen. And it's from like 5 years ago, and every single thing on that board has happened. When you're setting your goals, and I was telling you to think big, I want to give you an analogy. So I have a big vegetable garden. I live on a farm. In the spring, when I plant my garden, I have a really big space. Now, I could use a smaller space and just stick my plants all right up next to each other, right? But then what happens when my plants start to grow? There's not enough room. There's not enough water because they all growing super close together. I wouldn't be able to get into my plants to harvest vegetables or to weed things because there's not enough room. So when I first plant my garden in the spring, it looks empty. There's these little bitty plants sticking up everywhere, or like seeds in the ground that haven't even sprouted, and it just looks big and open and empty. But what happens over time, as I water those seeds and water those little plants, and I weed them to make sure they're not getting pushed out by negative energy, and I tend to them, and the sunlight shines on them, and they start to grow and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, if I wouldn't have spread that out and thought and planned and left enough space for all those plants, I wouldn't be able to walk through. I wouldn't have space to get through. So I guess I think a lot when I'm out in the garden, obviously. When you're dreaming and you're making goals, give yourself room. Give yourself room to grow into that life. Give yourself room that when your seeds start to bloom, when your seeds start to sprout up and they grow and they take up more room, that you've dreamt big enough that there's space in your garden for all the plants and all the fruits, and that your harvest is going to be bountiful. I hope that makes sense the way that it makes sense in my brain to you guys. Because a lot of people I see planting gardens and they don't leave space, and then they're kicking themselves in the butt because they don't have room and their harvest isn't as good. They don't get as many vegetables and fruits. The weeds get up in there. They can't get through the garden to get to things. So dream big. That's hard for people. It sounds so easy. Oh, dream big. Yeah, it's not. I have a hard time sometimes thinking like, oh, I'm thankful and blessed to be where I'm at in my business today. It looks totally different than it did 9 years ago. So I have a hard time thinking bigger. Think about how you can bless others. One time my mom is a Scentsy consultant, and we were talking about building her business and setting big goals and dreaming big, and big will be different for everybody. She said, April, I don't need to make that much money. I don't need that much. And I thought, okay, that's fair. Not everybody wants to make $10,000 a month. Not everybody wants to make $25,000 a month. Not everybody wants to make $50,000 a month. I want to make $50,000 a month with my Scentsy business. But when my mom made it, I don't need to make that much money. I said, okay. And I got to thinking, I said, wait a minute. I said, you might not need to make much money every month, but don't be selfish. Who could you bless if you made $10,000 a month? Could you bless? Who could you bless if you made $25,000 a month? How many lives could you change? What kind of positive impact could you have on the world? Is that better? Is that better? Can you hear me now? I'm about to drive down the street. I don't know why it does this to me, guys. All right, we're gonna on the fly drive right down here. I will keep talking. Somebody give me a thumbs up in the chat, or just say, yeah, I can hear you when it gets better. I even drove all the way down. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, April.
Okay. I'm going to drive farther into town, but I'll keep talking. So anyway, I don't know what part I was glitching out on, but I was saying my mom didn't think that she needed to make a lot of money because she doesn't need that much. And I told her, don't be selfish. You can use this business to bless people. You can use this business to have a positive impact on other people. Whatever that is for you, whatever cause you're passionate about. So don't limit yourself to just what you need. Having that conversation with my mom was really impactful because at first it made me feel selfish that I was like, well, I want to make $50,000 a month selling Scentsy, which is totally doable, by the way, you guys. Income disclosure, my biggest paycheck was on a month was $22,000. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a get rich quick scheme. We can add the income disclosure in here if we need it. But I want you guys to know what's possible. And I, by no means, make the most money in Scentsy. There's people who make way, way, way a lot more than that. But the reason I tell you that is because you might not need $20,000 a month to live comfortably, but it affords you the means to be able to have a positive impact on your community, on your family, and whatever, your church, schools, whatever way that you give back. It gives you the freedom. It gives you freedom in your life and time freedom. I'm almost there. Now I don't have my notes. Okay, let's see where we're at. Letting, dream board, thinking big, consultant hand guide. I already talked about that. That's your on you, the list of 100. You guys, I still use my list of 100. Always go back to that. If you start finding that you're having a hard time thinking of names, there are things that you can look up on Google that will help you generate people that you know that you're not thinking of. Okay, people that you come in contact with all the time. If you go to the post office a lot, the people at the post office, your hair lady, your kid's teacher, the cashier at the grocery store that you get every other week. Okay, your list of 100 is your first follow-up list. That's your first customer base, even if they're not customers yet. When you first are starting out, your friends and family will get you started. Your list of 100 will help you grow, and then you start to try to grow outside of that. And your list of, we used to have a list of 100 in the consultant hand guide. I'm not sure if there's still one in there or not. If not, there's one on your workstation. Workstation. Remember what I told you, your consultant guide and your workstation that has everything in it that you need to build a superstar director business. I didn't have anybody holding my hand. Now my sponsor was active and she was there for me, but she didn't hold my hand. Nobody's going to do the work for you. You have to be, you know how we, and when I say we, I mean leaders. So you know how Scentsy leaders decide who gets the most of our time? The ones that are showing up for it. The ones that are coming and saying, I want to be in that program. Make sure I'm in there. I requested to join. I'll be there. I'm going to be on. I'm going to do everything they tell me to do. I'm going to put the work in. The ones that are coming to me, I don't have to go to them. I don't have to go drag them along and say, hey, I know that you told me that you wanted to promote to Star Consultant. Do you know what you need? That's not my job as your sponsor or your director or your leader. That's nobody's job. You're an independent business owner. You have to be hungry for it. That's how we know who to work with. Because whether you have a team of 10 or a team of 10,000, you only have so many hours in the day and you can't work one-on-one with everybody. So if you're really wanting to build and grow, you show up and you make sure that your upline, your sponsor, your director, your superstar director, that you want them to know you. You want them to know without having to ask that you want something out of this business. And you let everybody around you know, I'm going to rock my Scentsy business. Okay. Even if you don't believe it because that negative voice is telling you that you're full of crap, I'm going to rock my Scentsy business. I'm the new Scentsy lady in town. If y'all need something that smells good, I'm your girl. When I first started my business, I was embarrassed. I thought, oh my gosh, what are people going to think? April's the crazy candle lady, right? April's the direct sales lady. I have a $100,000 education. I spent 5 years active duty in the military and had scholarships offered to me to go to West Point when I was in the military. And I started a business for $99 that pays all my bills, just retired my husband. He was an executive in a pharmaceutical company. He's retired. We only do Scentsy now. If I could go back 9 years ago and talk to myself, it's all like, it makes me tear up. The fact that I was embarrassed, that I was worried about what somebody would think, that somebody might make fun of me or think less of me because I started a direct sales business just because of the negative connotation that goes with it. My own husband was not supportive of my business, you guys. For a long, long time, was not supportive. He believed in me, but he didn't believe in direct sales. And he was like, okay, whatever, as long as it doesn't cost us any money. Even after we earned trips, he still wasn't on board. Now he's retired and we do Scentsy full time. And he's going to start running the business with me, which is a little scary because it's like, this is my thing, but we're going to work it out. So don't listen to the negative voices. Be proud to be a Scentsy consultant. Be proud. If you joined yesterday and you want to make something out of this business, then you just own it. It takes time to build belief amongst your people. I can guarantee you, if there were people laughing at me back then or making fun of me or looking down on me for whatever reason because they thought what they were doing was like so much better, or like because I wasn't like an astronaut or a doctor or something, they're not laughing now. They're not laughing when they see me travel the world. They're not laughing when I've never had to put my kids in daycare. I've stayed home with my kids for 13 years. I've never even really had to have a babysitter. I'm there for everything. I have the freedom of time. Now we have financial freedom because of Scentsy. So many people don't take the opportunity that this business offers because they're too caught up in and worried about what other people think. Those people who might think whatever about it, those are not your people. Those people don't care about you, or they would support you and they would believe in you. I just hope that I can instill in you what this business can offer if you really, truly pour yourself into it and you believe without a shadow of a doubt that you can make things happen. Because as long as you believe deep down in your heart and you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way to do it. You won't quit when it gets hard. When it gets hard, you just try something different. Okay? When it gets hard, you read, you study, you learn, you watch a training. You find successful people and you watch what they're doing and you do the same thing. You ask questions. You show up, just like you guys are showing up tonight. That speaks volumes. All right, I've got a couple more things and then we'll open it up for Q&A. And I'm gonna go over them really quick. Awards. I'm talking about this, like I said, like you guys, like all of you guys just joined yesterday. Shooting Star, $500 in your first 15 days. Sensational Start, that's your first 70 days. Remember that little Bible I told you guys about? And I'm gonna upload trackers for any of you new members that are still working towards those. I'm gonna put up some trackers, but your workstation does. Look at this, page 6, awards and recognition. You should never have to wonder what awards you can earn in Sensi. There's annual awards and there's monthly awards, okay? And you shouldn't say, oh, okay, April, I know what Shooting Star is because you told me it's 500 in my first 15 days. What do I get if I do that, if I achieve that? You guys, it's all in here. Page 6, okay? Be a student. It's all in this book. So it tells you exactly what you get. So there's annual awards, we have annual sales and annual mentor. If you're wanting to grow a business, you should absolutely make a goal of both of those. And you get a bonus. So I'm not going to take up our time and read about it. I want you guys to sit down with your guide and read up. But I will point out the monthly sales award that I was talking about. If you're pushing to grow fast, you want to be on the fast track and you sell $2,000 a month, you get a 5% bonus. So you don't just make 25%, you make 30% off of your commission that month. So $2,000 in sales a month, that's a guaranteed $600 commission check. I don't know anybody that would turn down $600, right? That could pay some bills. Trackers, I'm gonna upload all the trackers that I have and any of the other leaders. If you guys have trackers on hand, you guys, I'll put them in an album on the Start to Star page so people can just pull those off and use them. Launch party. If you're new, if you've been a consultant for 2 years, you can always have a launch party because then you can just call it a relaunch party or you can name it something really fun. Obviously, times are different right now. Not everybody feels comfortable having in-home parties, right? Going with launch party. If you're a brand new consultant, when you get your kit, open it live on social media. Get excited. Don't be worried about people seeing you on video. They want to see your face. They want to know who you are. Nobody cares if you're in pajamas. I mean, do you. Whatever's comfortable to you. You don't have to be like anybody else. 2 tips. Try to at least look at where the area of your camera is going to see. And so you're not like, having a bag of like garbage that needs to go out and like, breakfast that hasn't been cleaned up. At least like clear out your space so it doesn't look cluttered so that people will focus on what you're doing. And you don't be that lady that like got on a Zoom call or like a live video with her husband like naked in the background in the shower that you could see through the mirror. So just be mindful of like what they can see. That just makes it like a little bit more professional. You don't have to have like professional lighting or anything. Open your orders live. When you get a party order in, open it, go through, open the boxes. You might not have 100 people jump on your live video, but some people are going to watch. Okay. The more consistent you are about it, You're branding yourself. They see you doing Scentsy. Now when they think of you, they think of Scentsy. When they see Scentsy, they think of you. Okay. People want to see your face on your website. I don't want to see a picture of your dog. I don't want to see a picture of your car. I don't want to see a picture of a Scentsy warmer. I want to see your face. People want to know who is the face behind the business, and that's you. No matter how you feel about your face, it is beautiful. You are beautiful. Smile and put your face up on there. Put your face on everything. You are the face of your business. People can buy Scentsy from anybody, but they choose to buy it from you. So put your face on there so they know who you are. Launch parties, get creative, and we can share some creative ideas, talk to other team members about what's working for them. We can do a home part, and we're going to do a whole nother training night on parties, types of parties, party ideas, what's working for different people. I don't do all the party types. I usually do 1 or 2 types, and if something's not working for me, then I might try something new. Okay. You don't have to do everything. You just have to find what works for you. If it's not working for you anymore, then you try something new. Okay. Keep it simple. Okay. I'm trying to be fast because I'm trying to wrap up. So we have a few minutes for question and answer. Sponsoring. We're going to do a whole nother night, like a whole night on sponsoring. But I just want to tell you guys, it's never, ever too early to add your first team member, because guess what? I got my first team member pretty early on because somebody just found me and it was like my neighbor, and she was like, oh, I want to join. And I'm like, okay. And then her friend was like, I want to join too. And they both joined. And then I was like, oh gosh, I'm like responsible for these people. Like I have to figure out what I'm doing because I have to teach them what to do. Okay. So I was always like one step ahead in my consultant hand guide. When they were asking me questions, I'm like, 1 second, I'll get right back to you. I go grab my hand guide, read up on it real quick, and then give them the answer. So having team members pushes you to learn. Okay. And it's going to be the most, I will go out on a limb and say it's going to be the most rewarding thing that you get to do in your business is helping other people start and grow a business. There's no better feeling than cheering on a team member, helping them, and them coming to you and saying, thank you so much. You've made a positive impact in my life. Scentsy's made a difference in my family's life. We get the opportunity to help other people change their lives. And Scentsy changed when I talked about personal development. Remember when I said Scentsy's a personal development company disguised as a fragrance company? You're going to get to help other people change their lives in a positive way. And it doesn't mean, oh, thank you, April, for helping me answer my questions, and I made $500. That's not the stuff that they're usually going to come to you and say that they're excited about. It's going to change their life in other positive ways. You're going to see people who might not be that confident all of a sudden walking a little taller and feeling a little bit better about themselves, getting excited when they step out of their comfort zone and do something scary, and they come back to you and say, oh my gosh, it was really scary and I did it and it was awesome. And I asked somebody to join my team and they're signing up tomorrow. And they're like, mind is blown because they can't believe that it was such a positive thing for them. And you're going to celebrate all those small wins throughout the years of your business. Every single small win that I have now is the same as when I was a certified consultant. And I do a happy dance in my kitchen, just like I did 9 years ago when I was just starting my business. I get just as excited when I get a new frontline team member now that we have a group of 3,400 as I did. I remember years ago when I had a team of 17 and I was so darn excited for these people. I had a team, and I was like, oh, I'm scared. Like, I'm supposed to be a leader and that makes me uncomfortable. But you celebrate every small win and then you teach your team to do the same, and it's compound interest. The daily things that you do every day, making those samples, passing out samples, following up with customers, having join conversations, all that stuff, sharing on your team page. checking in with a downline team member. All those little daily actions, they add up, you guys. They compound. And the things that you do are the things that your team is going to do. As goes the leader, so goes the team. The things that you do, all those small daily actions, are going to compound over the years, and you're going to have built this big business. Your team's going to do the same thing. They're going to be building big businesses. The last thing, Cincy events. Show up. Show up. If there's one thing that you get from this entire series of training, those two words. I want you to show up. I want you to show up for yourself, because I want you to be the best version of you. I want you to show up for your team members, because I want you to want them to be the best version of themselves. I want you to show up for your family. I want them to see the positive impact that Cincy's having on you, and is going to directly affect them and make them better. I want you to show up for your sponsor and your upline. I want them to know that you're going to be an active part of the team. Because when we all work together and share our strengths, we rise together. We're better together. A rising tide lifts all boats. I want you to be the rising tide, because you're showing up. When you show up to Cincy events, sorry, that got me off on a tangent, but remember that, show up. Show up for your customers, right? Setting alarms at 44:45 in the morning to get up, to make sure that they get it before it sells out. And it's okay, sometimes you can't do those things. Going the extra step for your customers. You're showing up for them. Following up with them. You're not bothering them. You're showing up for them. But back to Cincy events, show up. If it's an online training, it could be this program, Cincy Family Reunion. Don't make excuses. Do whatever you need to do to get there. It's that important. This year's online. Everybody should be there. Spring Sprint, reunion, team meetings, team Zoom calls, trainings that are offered. Show up as much as you can. You get connection with other team members. You share that good energy. You're going to be around like-minded people who want to grow, who are learning about personal development and becoming better consultants, becoming better people. You're going to get motivated, okay? You're going to be held accountable, because you're like, oh, I'm going to have to own the weak parts of my business. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, there are parts of my business that I'm not proud of, that I have to dig in and do the work. And there's parts of my business that are rocking and doing awesome. If I only focus on the awesome parts, I'm going to plateau and not going to keep growing. So showing up, you get to dig in together and work on the hard parts of saying, okay, this is where my weak area is. I need to work on this. And you go talk to somebody who's really strong in that area in a training, so that you can put those things into work. You're going to make friends. You're going to make friends outside of your team. You're going to make friends from other countries that are Cincy consultants, that you can't wait to go on the next incentive trip, or can't wait to go back to Cincy Family Reunion to see those people. Those who show up, go up. So show up. If you want to go up, you got to show up. And it starts with showing up for yourself. That's where the positive affirmations come in. You got to get your mind right. I will also upload my book list. I'm a huge reader. If you don't read books, you can do Audible. If you don't want to do Audible, you can do motivational videos on YouTube. You can do podcasts. You can do positive pictures that you post. You can go to church. There's a million different ways, okay? But I highly recommend reading. So when I say those who show up, go up, you're going to show up for trainings. You're going to show up at events. You're going to show up on your team page. Answer the questions. You don't have to wait for directors and above to answer questions. If you know the answer, you hop right in there, okay? because you are a Scentsy director. You are a superstar director. You are a star consultant, right? Show up for your business by working on your PRV, by working on sponsoring new consultants. There are no excuses. I'm not mean, but I care about you guys. I care about you enough to tell you the hard things and not coddle and not say, oh, it's okay if you didn't feel good yesterday. Well, I'm sorry that you don't feel well, but it's not an excuse. I have literally any excuse that you could come to me with that you're telling me is holding you back from your business. I can give you 1,000 reasons why that's not a good excuse, because I've literally seen people work Scentsy from their deathbeds. No joke. Okay. There's I think you can Google it, and it's called Burn Your Boats. That's a good one to watch if you want to write that down. If you Google Burn Your Boats, there's a story behind that. No excuses. It's up to you. You can make excuses or you can make it work. And what you'll find is the people who've built big businesses, they're the ones that show up when they don't feel like it. They're the ones that show up when nobody else would. They're the ones that show up when it gets hard. They're the ones that stay when everybody else wants to go home. I'm not saying you have to work 24 hours a day. You just cannot let yourself make excuses. That's your negative voice inside your head trying to hold you back and keep you in your comfort zone. I didn't want to get on tonight and do this training because there's a negative voice in my head that tells me that I'm not good enough, that I don't have enough to offer to you guys to bring value. There's a voice in my head that tells me that. But my mind is stronger than that because I've read the positive psychology books, because I've trained my brain like a muscle and I've put good things in there. I know how to recognize that thought and go, nope. I've built a business. I've trained leaders. I've sponsored a lot of consultants. I have value to add. So even though I'd rather go put on my pajamas and curl up with my kids on the couch and eat dinner and watch a show and turn my brain off, I know that to continue to grow as a person and to continue to impact other people, I have to step outside of my comfort zone and do hard things. And even though I've been doing Scentsy trainings for 9 years, it's still hard because it's not comfortable to me. So I challenge you over the next 6 weeks to get outside of your comfort zone. Do things that are a little bit scary. Recognize that voice inside of your head that holds you back, and remember that that's not you. That's your comfort zone talking. That's the comfort zone trying to scare you into not growing. We're ready to grow. And the ones who put the time, put the effort into these trainings, and it's one thing to watch the training, right? But then what are you going to go do this week? Are you going to go say your positive affirmations? Are you going to go read about dream boards? Are you going to go look at my book list and pick a new book to start so you can get your mind right? Because I can promise you, you conquer this, all of a sudden, things in your life are going to start aligning. People are going to come to you to join your Scentsy team. People are going to want to host parties. People are going to be drawn to you. They're going to be like, why are you so happy? What's different about you? And then they're going to think you're crazy because you say Scentsy. And then you're going to go, oh, okay. Don't let people dull your shine. Don't let people try to put out your light. If Scentsy makes you happy, let people know about it. And when they look at you funny and they're skeptical or they whisper or they say something, that's okay. They don't get it yet. They don't have to get it. Like I said, it was years and years and years. My husband did not understand. And when it's the person that you love the most in the world that doesn't really get what you're doing or support you 100%, he supported me, but it was all, I always felt like I was fighting, you know, for him to believe in Scentsy and in my business. They don't have to get it. You have to believe. Remember, belief. You have to believe when nobody else believes. You have to hold the vision, right? When I was talking about dreaming big, what you want from this business, when you're dreaming big, you have to hold the vision, and then you have to trust the process and know that if you put 100% of yourself into it, you get your brain right, and you just stick with it, it will grow. You will grow. You will help other people grow, and you will achieve things that you never thought possible. So I hope that some of that resonates with you guys. The only thing last thing I wrote on here was call to action was work on your positive affirmations. If you guys want, we can start a post on the Start to Star page for positive affirmations. And if you want to go on there and you're comfortable enough to share what yours are, sometimes that might inspire other people, and say, oh yeah, I like the way that one is. I'm going to add that to my list, you know? But you don't have to be shy, because we're all in this together. And it also can give us a chance. I can go on there and read through your affirmations and just make sure that you're doing them right. Like I said, you can't say, oh, I wish I could lose 10 pounds, or I would love to have a lake house, or whatever, you know, I would love to sponsor a new team member. Yeah, we'd all like that. You got to own it. So we'll start a post on there. I will get some of these trackers uploaded. So tonight was just the beginning. Dig into this. Even if you've been a consultant for 5 years, dig into this. Order a new one, because if you were 5 years ago, like, it's probably old and outdated. So get a new one. If you're not recently a consultant, add your product training guide, right? Get all your stuff together, and then you're going to be set. Get your mind right. We're going to believe in ourselves. We're going to believe in each other, and y'all are going to rock this program. And all the things that we're going to be pushing for in this program is going to be lining you up to earn an incentive trip. This is an incentive trip tracker thing that we've got a few different trackers that we can post in there too. So let's earn trips. Let's promote. Let's help people grow. Let's change people's lives. Let's change ourselves to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. I love you guys. Even those of you that I've never met, I love you because I love this business, and I believe in Scentsy, and I believe in people. And we are all powerful. I think Jess is going to stop the recording.